Yeah, inspiration ain't required. I go hard in the pain even when I'm tired. Cause tomorrow ain't promised. I give my all, ain't nothing less. No tomorrow ain't promised. There's no tomorrow, no tomorrow, no.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's Monday. You know what time it is. You know what it's time to do on a Monday. It's time to go hard in the paint. I want you to know how hard in the paint I'm going right now. It is a little honey jack on a Monday. Feeling good. Excuse me. Looking good and feeling good. This might get a little crazy today because we're just kind of off the cuff today. So I see we got some people tuned in. I'm going to go ahead and get the early shout out in because y'all showing mad love and respect. And I'm going to show mad love and respect back. Zangalang in the building. Coach Dre Pope. Jay Madoria. B. Ron in the building. I see you in here. We got Coach Akamura. Welcome to the show. Coach Joyner in the building. We got some folks in here. Kai Killings. Coach Simpson. Oh, we're going to have some fun in here. We're going to have some fun. So we're going to get straight to it, man. We're going to get straight to it. We got Coach Lovelace. Oh, shit. Coach Lovelace in here. He's got no love lost. Coach Lovelace. Oh, I'm waiting on you, dude, because this is the behind-the-scenes episode. So I already know what you're about to do, Coach Heesh. All right. So, as I said, no special guests today. You do not have the pleasure, but you do have the pleasure of being here with me. You're now rocking with the best. We're going to do a little BTS, not OnlyFans. We can bring that in if you need to. But not on OnlyFans. This is SimWorld only. So right now, this is the purpose of the interactive chat, is to see what it is that you guys want to know. And we let the fourth wall down a little bit and we talk a little bit behind the scenes, how things work, what you can do, whatever. Let's see. Let's see if you're going to put a question or a comment up that I'm willing to answer, because this show is for you guys today. And right now, I just like to hang around, watch the comments. Yells, I'm gonna be asking questions like I'm the what? Like you're the FBI Zangalang? Do it, man. Yeah. I see orange face, or I see the emojis in there. Look, do I need to start y'all off? With something like, do I just need to think of something crazy? Maybe I'll just start talking about what's going on in season till y'all ask questions, because I know y'all be having questions. Right now, I know y'all always want to talk prep, so let's talk prep to start here. Philadelphia Elite. And I see some questions rolling in now. I'm going to come in, though. Philadelphia Elite leading SimWorld Prep right now. Not with just 8 wins and only 3 losses. Them and the Yacht Club. Dance score is 10 apiece. These two teams leading the way, both 2 tournament wins apiece as well. Beast of the East got them 5 reigning trades following right behind them. Everybody else going to have to bring it on. The North and Oceania, where the hell are y'all at? You don't have any dance points yet. Y'all got some more tournaments to get it popping, though. The layup invitation was coming up. We're going to get to questions, though. We're going to get to questions. Breaking the fourth wall. What goes behind the player trainings, and how will we be able to upgrade our attributes and badges directly? Well, I'm glad you asked, Kai Killings. As you all know, we will not tell all of our algorithms and how things are made, but what you do need to know is, just like when you created a VU here in SimWorld, it's very meticulous. What y'all need to know is there's infinite variations of what a player can be. Roniel is not sitting back here with a controller editing and making people. There's automations with like I said, over 1 million different combinations what you can be. There's over 86 different, I believe we have 86 starting base variations. Then it goes on from there. Just like if you were to watch the NBA or anything right now, there's different types of players. So I say all that to answer Kai Killing's question. What goes behind the training? It kind of routes what you are. You never see Shaquille O'Neal can't come out and start working on his 3-point game. Only so much, right? It's only going to work so much. So there's lots of variations. I'm not going to, again, can't tell you exactly what does what, but what you will see here, let me pull it up so I can give y'all some kind of idea. I'm not showing on the screen. Don't get too excited. Don't get too excited, because I know people like to think they got a one up. But the progression will look a little something like, the trainings will look a little something like, hey, you spend X amount of EMs, you're going to go into this channel, you're going to go into the channel or the website, if we have that up at that point in time where it's rolling there. And you can spend X amount to train in intangibles. And there'll be a group of things that you can work on that tie to intangibles like confidence, effort, basketball IQ. Or you can work on scoring. If you work on scoring, you'll be able to work on long range shooting, mid range shooting, finishing, power post game or finesse post game. You'll be able to work on fundamentals, which is like ball handling, playmaking, and rebounding. Or you'll be able to work in the physical category, strength, stamina, speed, quickness, verticality, things like that. Or once you've achieved a certain level and you've been engaged enough, because that's why we track that, suckers, you may be eligible to spend your cash, your hard-earned EMs, on pro training, where you can work on things like footwork, shooting coach, which gives you even elevated shooting ability and quicker releases and certain things, animation tied to animations, and you know how you what your form and things look like, and overall basketball IQ and focus. So that's what that is, and then that'll trickle out to more, you'll pick up signature skills and abilities and other things you're able to do. It's a natural progression, just how it works in real life. So hopefully I answered that question. That's how it'll play out. Don't ever look at SimWorld like having attributes and badges, because our system is not set up like that at all. If you know anything about how SimWorld set up rosters back in the day, we are the system. We create the system. 2K just gave a foundation for us to work with. We're not using their shit. All right, so B-Ron, since I'm also behind the fourth wall, I will refrain from okay. Coach Simpson, I got an interesting question. Is there a limit to chemistry boosts for active coaches in the locker room? And what stats do my guys get boosted for chemistry? Just like real life, you're going to hear me say that a whole lot. Is there a limit? Relatively, yes, because what gets boosted from chemistry, the more active you guys are in your locker rooms, and the more active your team is as a whole, because that's looked at, the things that go along with what's the team like the Cleveland Cavaliers playing really good right now. What do you see when you see them play? They have really good chemistry together. They're finding the right open man. They're in the right spots defensively. They know one another. That's chemistry. So if you're looking for exact attributes, I ain't got that answer for you. What I can tell you is your team will work better together. Does that mean does that guarantee they win? No. Does that guarantee they do everything right? No. Does that mean that they play more cohesively together than they normally would? Yes. That they'll find each other more often? Yes. That they'll cover for each other defensively more? Probably. That they'll get to their spots? Yes. Before I answer any more of these questions though, let me do this. I know everybody wants to know, can you technically tell me the most complex shit ever created and explain to me how it works with the attributes? That's not happening. This is very complex stuff, dude. Very complex. So everything that we built is built to be like real life. So you're going to get real life answers to how it plays out. You're not going to get a 39 jump plus a 39 strength. It's not that simple. It's not 4 or 5 idiots, my man. It is not. But hopefully I'm still answering y'all question. I'm not trying to be disrespectful either. All right, so what's the process of eliminating duplicate players? Because I have an idea that all these people in California are just one person. Okay, then prove it. I don't know what you want me to do. I don't know what you want me to do. We already know where you stand on certain things, and a couple of y'all have a death vendetta where y'all just gonna drive some stuff home with particular people. Do what you got to do. We have our measures in place that we can handle, but I am not God. I can't stop everything from happening. And if everybody's engaged and active, that's what we're looking for in our community anyway. Anything we're aware of that can be proven, and again, we have lots of measures for anyone that thinks that there's a lot of manual process where someone has to prove something and tell me, or we don't have measures in place. This is a very automated process, probably far more technical than any of y'all really imagine. But again, there's always going to be people who know how to game the system, and people game the system every day in life. I'm not sure what I can do about that. But if you feel something's going on without harassing the hell out of me, let me know, and we do what we need to do, because fair is fair. Justin Zhang, I'm going to call you by your real name here. There you go. Can you be more specific with the schedule change in SimWorld Prep? Like, for example, how many additional tournaments will we be playing? That's not figured out yet. I'll sound a little bit like a jerk to answer this question, though. Think about this if it was you, because we still do broadcast the games. There's 7 hours of coverage provided on Saturdays. There's pickup games covered throughout the week. There's roughly around 3 hours of pickup games that is covered, however many games that plays out being, sometimes more. There's roughly 3 hours of games going on throughout the week, if not more. It's a lot. It's an awful lot. What I can tell you is what we're trying to solve with SimWorld Prep, and what will be solved is there will be no more extended long gaps. Nowhere is this amount of coverage being provided on the planet in any kind of environment like this. And I know that's how we get down. That's what we're doing. So, but with all of these SimWorld Prep teams and all of these SimWorld U teams, and then the incoming SWBA, man, everybody can't expect to be seen every 3 days or every week. But what I do know the problem in the gap is where some of you guys have not been seen for months. So what will happen is that will be solved. And then the other, in place of that, not every game can be seen. Don't know how 300 people think they can be seen every single week. How's that even possible? So what will likely happen is there will be more teams and tournaments, and less of a gap, but still people will have to qualify, move on in advance to the latter parts of tournaments to ensure that they're broadcast. Just like real life in prep, the sorry teams don't get shown on TV. You got to be somebody. You got to make something happen. So that's what we're trying to solve. That's as far as I can go in being specific. Coach Dre Pope, who's controlling Darius Simmons like a puppet? Coach Darius Simmons, sucking, doing whatever he does. Will you be selling SimWorld Prep jerseys in real life? At some point. As of right now, working on merchandise, and merchandise we had did not do what needed to be done. But yeah, SimWorld jerseys would be nice. Some of them are super clean, and I want some myself. Coach Ish, what is the direct reason for starting college hires, and how will I be able to move up from SimWorld Prep by next season? I like that this question is so individual and direct to you. So I will directly answer directly to you. The most engaged coaches, and the coaches that have also brought somebody else into this world where they don't just leave a team of VUs with a CPU coach, are most likely to move forward. So that's two things I just said. It ain't got nothing to do with your record. It ain't got nothing to do with how much y'all ask. It doesn't have anything to do with how how boisterous people are. For our business, it's important that we have engagement. We talk about it till we're blue in the face, until people are tired and annoyed by it. So if a coach can't lead his team to be engaged, it really doesn't matter if he moves forward and help and doesn't help our players engage at the next level. Our coach has to be a leader and find a way to either recruit the people that are going to engage or get the people that he has to engage. Aside from that, if you are a very active coach, it may catch you in a catch-22, because we don't want people that first come to our world, that start in prep, to come into a team that does not have a active VU coach. So what can you do by next year? I don't know. Invite tons of people that are actually active and aren't going to disappear. That would be a very good start. Overtime. How a coach being the same scheme and locked in helps his players. I'm not sure I understand that. How a coach being in the same scheme and locked in helps his players. You have to rewrite that one for me, Coach Pope. I don't really get it. Sorry. Jay Midoriya. So when spinning EMs, it's VC or building your player on the 2K builder? Not sure I get that one either. Let me try and think about what you're saying. EMs, I mean, just like the message that y'all all just gloss over. Y'all got recurring messages that have images on them. Y'all read them for like 2 seconds in the first 10 words and then don't read anything else. Y'all kill me with that. A lot of this stuff is outlined in there, but I'll give it to y'all again. So in that message, it says the same thing. EMs are your currency. You'll be able to buy training, different types of training, so you can figure out what you want to do. You'll be able to buy gear and upgrade your gear. And then you'll be able to do some other things. There'll be real world implications with EMs down the road. And hopefully we'll even get to y'all doing a little gambling. Shout out Trey Hyman. Shout out X-Pope. All right, Xavier Pope. Yeah, but that EMs, that's essentially the extent of it once those are rolled out. So smart investors and the people that y'all know that are rich in real life, they pick up the funds early in the game and they hold on to them until they can do something with them. So a lot of y'all out there living life like it's golden and living it like teenagers where you're like, well, I can't do nothing with the EMs yet. So why would I? You might want to rack them up. Rack them up for when you can, because when they actually equal a real world dollar, you're going to look stupid when you've been here for 2 seasons, 3 years or whatever, and you failed to be active. So, hey, it's on you. Coach Lovelace, will there ever be a hybrid tournament scheduling at the prep level? Explain to me what that means. How we have what I can tell you is everything that we do, we have to be able to manage and test. So again, what I love is that y'all are so enthused. Everybody's so enthusiastic about the SimWorld and has so many ideas. But this is robust. It's not just turning on a game and it runs. Y'all know that. Y'all should know that when y'all look at the screen and see all different things and all the things that are able to be tracked and all the nuance. If y'all ever pay attention to the great level of detail, you don't see particular things on the screen. There's a lot that goes into building all of that. So whatever we do, we have to be able to test. And normally if we do something a season ahead, then we can roll it out fully after that. So hybrid tournaments, there's some invitational tournaments. There's some ones that we pick. They'll be extended. We got some of the off-season tournaments. I can tell you now, y'all gonna ruin storyline, but some of those will turn into actual tournaments. And then one of the other things to answer Justin Zangalang's question from earlier, the prep world is probably going to see more tournaments and more of a constant schedule instead of seeing an off-season. But we got to have some kind of off-season. Otherwise, when the hell do we upgrade or when can we fix things? There has to be a stoppage at some point. Just like every other sport has a break because they got to be able to do something, right? So that's how that rocks. I'm going to keep going through a few questions here. I'm probably going to take about 5 more because I got to eat, man. I got the kiddos waiting. And I do want to get to other segment. But here we go. So let's see who else we got here. Coach Joyner, what's the daily impact and coach impact? It's not a very question. It's a very general question. Again, I think y'all are looking for me to answer 7 messages equals 5. Like I can't do that, man. It doesn't work like that. There are values to every single thing we're doing, and they're applied weekly. If y'all want to know that, that's why y'all see weekly updates on things. But everything is tracked every single day and it's applied in measure, because this is not an experience where you jump in. I know everybody joins, and as soon as they join the chat, before they even created their VU, they're already in some chat. I'm gonna be the Jesus Christ of SimWorld. I am Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Bryant Curry. Our world ain't built that way. You got to get your skills up, boss, and it takes time. So with all of that, everything that we do is relatively incremental. The hope is that y'all play this out the way you do in real life. You come in, you work your ass off, you be engaged, you have fun, you cheer on yourself, but more importantly, you cheer on other people and enjoy the story. And seasons down the road, you can look back at what you were in college and see, in prep, and see how much better you are as a pro. Because Kevin Durant now is not what he was in high school. May have been good, but very different. This will work the same way. Kai Killings, how outlined are player tendencies and what will be the means toward changing them during the player trainings? Let me try and decipher what you're saying there again. There's lots of different directions you can go. I guess if that's what you're trying to ask, I'll just use an analogy. Maybe it answers the question. Can you be a Anthony? Can you be a man? Why I forget old dude's name? Is he that bad? And can you be an Anthony Davis type player? Not as good, right? But can you be an Anthony Davis type player? And then, or matter of fact, let me backtrack. 2 different scenarios. You can very easily be Anthony Davis in high school, who was 6'1" playing point guard, and you could turn into a 6'10" post player, not Shaq, because Anthony Davis, 6'1" guard, would not naturally evolve into a 7'6" Shaquille O'Neal killing people with elbows. That's not normal. We have lots of parameters in place. But you could absolutely turn into to Anthony Davis. Could you also be PJ Tucker, who was a slow and sluggish center in college, and see your career evolve out to you playing shooting guard with the Suns, knocking down threes, and being that kind of player? Yes. But it has a lot to do with training, the training you choose, the coaches that you play for, and most importantly, what y'all always lose in this when people are complaining about their player, it depends on how the coach uses you, right? Chris Bosh was a post player, not a tough one, But when he played with LeBron, played with the Heat, he had to get his ass in the corner and shoot the three. Didn't mean Chris Bosh was any worse. It meant that's how the coach used him. Keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. All right, keeping it moving. Man, y'all got lots of them in here. We have to save some of these for next time. In the future, is there anything that will be implemented to earn more EMs besides watching the stream and commenting on media? Yes, but first I want people to get comfortable doing that. Suno, I know there's already works in getting it back up or a different system, but when is non-VU chat ETA returning? Definitely would love to have it this year on Oklahoma, but I know it takes time. Coming soon, sir. Got a few other things coming. If I showed y'all the list of 142 items that we're working on, y'all wouldn't care. But that's what we're doing. We got a few things. It is coming back. If we tried it out, we didn't get rid of it. And if it worked, we didn't get rid of it. We just need to tweak it up. And we have a few other things going. Coach Heach, when I message scouts in college to look at player film that I want them to recruit, they don't respond. Is that manual or automated? I get no responses when I'm sending in tape. For now, while proxy and none of that stuff's working, and this is where you talk to other coaches, man. Don't just sit there and do something that's not working for 3 months. Ask another coach what they're supposed to do. Hit up the chairman. Ask somebody a question. But as of right now, go through Legacy Group, because that's what would happen anyway. It's supposed to, all y'all want to talk to somebody, go through Legacy Group. Legacy Group will relay the message. Jasper. Will there be any returns or removals of teams on the international scene? What does it mean for international teams in terms of stream games with the new schedule? Will there be less like previously? No. There will not be less coverage for teams unless those teams just happen to suck. The goal is to highlight more teams more often as opposed to just on occasion, but things will still shake out how they shake out. We cannot absolutely guarantee everybody coverage all the time. And yes, maybe some teams come, maybe some go. It depends on what's working. Depends on where people are coming in from. All right. That might have been the last question that I got for now. Actually, no. I'm going to take these last three and then I'm done with this segment. Kendall Jordan is helping Pope out. I think Pope is saying, does keeping the same scheme instead of changing help the players? It can. That's the best way I can answer that. Players do get a little bit. So we're only 3 seasons in. Here's the best way I can answer that question. And then here we're back to metaphors, right? Because this is how robust we built this. We can't explain this to all y'all all the time because maybe y'all aren't even thinking about how in-depth we built this thing and what it's supposed to be. If you play for Steve Kerr right now, Steve Kerr has been a high-level coach, and he's been playing in a triangle or a system, something that involves motion his whole career, and he's been coaching that way. So now, after all this time, if someone goes and plays for Steve Kerr, they're going to pick some of that up. Our world's built the same. But y'all are only 3 seasons in. Some of y'all as coaches don't have an identity yet. Y'all done tried 500 different things. You change what you're doing every single week, so you don't really have an identity. Some of you've changed what you're doing every season. Some of you have recruited to the strengths of the players and built your schemes around the players as opposed to saying this is what I am as a coach. So you don't have a scheme. You don't have anything to rub off on a player. And it's also only been 3 seasons. A couple of coaches have very clearly what it is that they do, and their players benefit from it, and they get a little bit of a boost from a coach that has an identity in a very specific area. They will get a little bit of a boost in that specific area. Hopefully that answers that question. All right, Coach Pope. As a coach, how does being active via live streams and stuff And also with being in the same scheme for over, okay, you came back to that. How does that help your locker room? The scheme part I just went over, being active and being in streams. Like I mentioned earlier, the more engagement that your players have, the more opportunity they have to improve themselves. Also, I think you asked this question strategically, which I appreciate. Chemistry comes and goes. That's in the locker room. How active you are in your locker room gives teams chemistry throughout the week. It can't just be the coach doing all the talking. It can't be just the players, whatever. It's just that locker room's activity, period. So 1 week it's up, that team's chemistry is going to be a little better. The next week it's down, that team's chemistry is going to go down. If a team's locker room is active as shit all year long, their chemistry is going to stay up and may even get a little better. Just like real life. That's how everything we have here is built. If you have great chemistry 1 week and then everybody decides that, because I see y'all be funny, man. My phone hasn't worked for like 2 weeks or whatever. Y'all can't tap in for 5 minutes. Some of y'all got some of y'all got that Boost Mobile internet that's on Mars where your phone don't let you tap in. But yeah, if you go off the map, your locker room goes off the map the next week, chemistry is not going to be the same. As far as streams and viewership and engagement from the players, progression is happening all the time, but it's very incremental, just like real life. You don't see James Harden. James Harden didn't turn into James Harden overnight. It was incremental. May he have a big game? Yeah. He may have a trash game the following game. You watch it all the time. Same thing with Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, whoever you want to follow. So that's incremental, right? And then there's all the other things that I just mentioned in there. But your activity not only pays you EMs. Your engagement doesn't only give you EMs. At the end of every, and mostly in the off seasons where you're going to see the greatest progression. How active you are says what your scale of progression is, right? Are you going to be able to look at me like, oh, I was the most active person. I should have grown 4 inches and I should have became Michael Jordan. I don't know about all that, but you're going to become progressively better. We use Kai Killens as an example. He was super active and he got even better. Same thing with Monte Parsons. We talk about them not because we love them and we're just on the fan train fanboy. They were super active and their players progressively got better. There is a level of automation, or a level of randomization to everything we do, because we're not going to spell it out. You can't, this is not a world where you just make this and this equal this, because life doesn't act that way and operate that way. But you can absolutely skew your chances, and that's what we're hoping for. Last question here. How much EMs will it cost to spend on accessories, shoes, and stuff? Will we get to be able to get endorsed by the game and have brand deals? I'll answer this one pretty generally. I can't tell you exactly how much it costs, but stuff will be reasonable for y'all to be able to do. We got to build out a couple more automations. Yes, as I said earlier, spending on accessories and shoes, you'll be able to do all of that. Endorsements. If it's in real life, our plan is to put it in real life. I can tell y'all that just to kind of answer that question, in the next season or two for SimWorld U, there will be VIL deals. But guess what? Just like everything else, they're going to be restricted to the most engaged. So other than that, you make it happen on the court and become either the best player or become the most engaged. That's what you do when it comes to SimWorld. All right. I appreciate y'all playing along with all of that, man. I hope y'all took notes or whatever y'all need to do, and y'all can tell everybody that did not tune in or whatever, do what y'all need to do. I like to let y'all behind the scenes every now and then, because honestly, I hope that it helps y'all appreciate just how much we're doing here, because I think it gets taken for granted sometimes. But guess what? There's not going to be a story time today because we ain't got it in a major way. What we are going to do is meet me at the rim. It's that time. We're back in the fourth wall. The fourth wall's back up, and we're playing the game again, guys. You get ready to answer your questions. This time, it's not a head top or a block party. You're going to put a statement in the chat that maybe you agree with, or you're just throwing something out there. But it has to be a statement. It's not a question. If I agree with it, I'm going to crash the glass. I'm on the boards. Ben Wallace, Dennis Rodman style. If I don't agree, I got to get back on D. If I don't agree, I got to get back on D. But believe you me, when I get back on D, it's like Tony Allen getting back on D, because I'm a dog on defense. All right, so let's see what y'all got. Let's see what y'all got. You know what? And I'm sorry, I want to add this because I saw one, and this will give y'all time to ask some questions. Very important statement and comments I saw going on at the end of the chat. I want to tap in on. Loveless says, you can see the progression in players gradually over time. Absolutely right. Thank you for, I don't know if you're telling somebody that or not, but that is exactly how it works. If you're literally just looking at the stats and looking at the attributes to see if you now have a checkbox in something or if it's darker to see if you have that skill set, that's not the right way to go about it. That's a scouting tool for a scout, right? That's just like when you see some people come into the league and they say, hey, they can't shoot, blah, 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 whatever. They just see them as what they've been over time. It can be right, it can be wrong, but then you find out a little bit more about that player as you watch them. So those scouting abilities will adjust and change over time, but that is not the measure of what you're getting better at. It is an absolute eye test, just like in real life. All right, so, all right, let's do it. We meet me at the middle. Kai Killen says, LaJordan Tompkins III from the Originators is making the all-world A team or B team given his production so far. I'm not on the committee. I am not on the committee, but I would have to say I got to get back on D. I got to get back on D. Zone up. That man, he's not. There's too many other great players. I'm a big fan, though. He was getting buckets in one of those tournaments. I cannot remember what. He was unstoppable. But that was one tournament. We got to see him some more here, especially with the local streams. I think we're gonna get a chance to see him some more, and I think the Last Dance is really gonna be just like in college, just like in Hoop Stereo. I think when the Last Dance rolls around, some players are really gonna make a name for themselves then. Be Loveless. Kai Killens is better than Arthur Lattimore right now. Give me the board. Give me the rebound. I actually agree with that. I like Arthur Lattimore. But he's your typical big man in college. He's a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, a little bit faster than everybody else. But the skill set is raw. The jumper's got to improve. The footwork is not great. His back to the basket game at 6'9", 6'7", 6 whatever he is, and that weight is not where I wanted to be. He's got time to grow into that. But when you look at Kai Killens, his skill set already, the footwork, what he does in the post, what he can do from the perimeter, I love his game. And then I'm an old school fan too, so I like that mid work. I like it when a dude gets inside the 3-point line and just gives people the blues. I'm a fan of that. So I agree. Get on the glass with that one. I appreciate it. Coach Simpson, I've already discovered my identity as a head coach with my aggressive offense with the great shooting from three. I guess you're saying that you've already, if that's what you feel, crash the glass. I agree with you. I agree that there's an identity to your coaching style. Absolutely agree. I'm crashing the glass. Coach Cyrus, defensive players that play in the backcourt will go under the radar. Crash the glass. I'm going to tear my screens down on this one. They always do. They always go under the radar. That's what happens, right? But I talk about this all the time. You know, I have some private conversation with, I'm going to let y'all in a little bit. I have private conversation on occasion with Coach Loveless. That's my dog. With Coach Drees, that's my dude. Met Coach Drayton through all this. We chat on occasion. We don't talk much. It's not like there's some intermingling because he gets on SimWorld TV, but we talk on occasion. And the thing that always comes up, like we were just talking ball, is that's what happens with defensive players. But you know who really makes it in the long run, who has long-ass careers? Players that are defenders and want to put forth that effort. They have long careers because guess what? They can work on and build a better offensive game. But when somebody don't play defense from the start and they can score, sometimes they score, sometimes they don't. But what they don't have is heart to improve on defense. I'm right there with you, man. Crash the glass. Defensive players, particularly in the backcourt, get underrated. You know why? Because y'all be stat watching. How many steals does he have? No one gives a shit. Did he stay in front of his man, contest a shot, and stop him from scoring? That's defense. And and you know what? Cyrus Jackson, you're a pretty good defender. Not bad, sir. Thanks for highlighting that. Zangalang, there should be a SimWorld prep team in Delaware. Get back. Where is Delaware? Where the hell is Delaware at? How big is it? I'm from Staten Island, just so you know. And I've never been to Delaware. Never would go to it. And I think I drove through it in about 26 minutes. Can't be that many hoopers. To be totally honest, this could be a slight, or this could be a highlight for you. Given Delaware's small circumference and locale and just the climate and everything else that is Delaware, you're probably the greatest player to ever come out of Delaware right now in prep, Justin Zane. At 16 years old or 17 years old, you're probably the greatest thing ever to come out of Delaware. No, they don't get no damn prep team. There's not one there in real life. All right, I'm just kidding. All right, Jasper, if you can, then who do you think? That's a question. That's a question. I can't rock with that one. Sorry. Jalen Johnson, Sniper J in the building. North Carolina will upset Duke in game of the week. Oh, look, I got to turn around. I got to turn around and get back on defense. I got to run to get back on defense. No, absolutely not. Absolutely. They have somebody on the team called Cooper Flagg. And they got this dude called Roderick Little. That's my guy, dog, on defense. They got Jeremiah Minor. Not Jeremiah. Look, let me get it right. Because they have too many players. And then they got Big Victorious Ilgauskas in the middle. No. Duke is a team of cyborgs. They are more than just Cooper Flagg. They're Duke. They're the Dukies. They done put a bunch of talent together. And I was right. They got Jeremiah Minor out there. DeMario Duval II. You can stop Cooper Flagg, but you can't stop everybody. You can't stop everybody on this team. All right, let's keep going. I think I'm gonna take a couple more of these. Send be lovely. Send you all the perimeter defending guards and wings. That's the score right there. Everybody else want people getting buckets. SimWorld Prep, the teams winning a lot. The ones locking up on that perimeter. All right, so it looks like we got a couple more. All right, Coach Simpson. This is already the best season in Lone Star. Man, all these statements can't be self-specific. I'm not a fan of all that. I'm a fan of selflessness. If everything's always about me, guys, I check out. I will answer this one for you, but I'm just giving y'all a heads up. Lone Star Basketball Club, I think so. This is the best season they've had because they've underperformed greatly in seasons before. I think there was more talent on this team in some seasons before, and they performed worse. So you're doing a good job. If you got everything for your ego now, talk about some other people there, Coach Simpson. All right, Najor Freaks from Delaware. Be careful, he's up next. I did forget. Hey, there's a new crop of people coming out of Delaware. That's the whole point of SimWorld, baby, is that we're giving a spotlight to people that would never get a spotlight, or areas that wouldn't, because ain't nobody checking for Delaware. Nobody. I'm just saying. Elena Della Don. I don't even know who that is. All right, I'm kidding. All right, guys. There's no story time tonight. What I do want to tell y'all, though, is I appreciate y'all sincerely. I appreciate y'all for checking in today. I appreciate the questions greatly, man. The more we can tell y'all about what we're doing, the better. And I just ask y'all, get active, man. Invite some people on to coach. Invite some people on to be a part of this product. This is not even a fifth. Shout out to the Honey Jack. This is not even a fifth of what we're presenting. Not even a fifth of what this will be at the end of the day. When this is said and done, you're going to be so happy that you were one of the first people involved in this. This is just early stages. Imagine building a house. You seen that house, you drive by, you see a plot of dirt. Then they pour down the concrete. Then you see a bunch of wood standing up. Then they start building the house. You're like, oh, it's a house, but it started as dirt. But then they put all the furniture in it, they put the signs on it, and they sell it for hundreds of thousands of dollars. When we get there, you're going to be happy that you joined early. And we're going to be happy that you rocked with us here too. So guess what? It's been hard in the paint. Y'all are family, but I got to go get to the real family as well. Till next time, out of here. Peace. Bring in the coaches. Y'all know where they are. Go to those game simming communities and those game managers and bring them in. All right, we out for real.